I have stared at this fixture list for a good 10 seconds, and even my ass is tired right now, bro. What's going on? Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, good people of the internet, we're back in the building. How y'all doing, man? It's full-time Tripp. We're here. What's going on, y'all? What's happening, man? It's been a little bit since I recorded a quick little video for full-time Tripp, this channel, bruh. The Euro's going on, summertime, you know what I'm saying? The sun is out and the living is slightly easier than the cold ass months, but we're back, man. How y'all doing? Hopefully all y'all are good. Hopefully everybody's okay, doing well, resting up, enjoying all the festivities for the summer. Got Copa America just starting, Euros are underway, some good stuff going on, but we got to talk about some Premier League stuff. It's going to be a little bit light for me for the summer, but you know, we had to stop in a little bit. You know, the Premier League fixture list for 2024-2025 has dropped, and we have to talk about Arsenal's schedule just briefly, just to touch on some things that we're seeing ahead of time and just get some early thoughts in for the summer ahead of the, you know, the new season. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But without further ado, I don't want to delay it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the schedule that we're seeing here. So running down from 2024-25 all the way down, we have Wolves at home, Aston Villa away, Brighton home. September's Tottenham away, Manchester City away, back-to-back. Then Leicester City at home. October, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, then Liverpool at home. November, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham. Could be a little, you know what I'm saying, a little strenuous month. We'll see. December is Manchester United, Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Ipswich Town, and Brentford. January, Brighton away, Tottenham at home, Aston Villa at home, Wolves away. February, Manchester City at home, Leicester away, West Ham at home. March, Nottingham Forest away, Manchester United away, Chelsea home. April, which you know, again, could be a momentum month for us. You have Fulham at home, Everton away, Brentford at home, Ipswich Town away, Crystal Palace at home, and into the final month of the season, the final four fixtures: Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, Newcastle United, and Southampton away. Disgusting work, honestly. But let's talk about this. Let's break this down. I don't know how people feel with the first half of the season or the first parts of the season. Obviously, I think a tougher workload in terms of obviously September. It stems out as probably one of the toughest periods we have back to back. The back to back weeks that we have in the Premier League season for next year. Tottenham away and Manchester City away back to back. That's the glaring, the obvious first elephant in the room. Like, what the hell is that doing here? So that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. But in my opinion, I'm glad. I'm really glad that we have these fixtures, not necessarily back to back, but at least in the front half of the season so far. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, I think that while teams are still a little bit fresh, we still have a lot of different things to, you know, cope and bed into. I do want these tougher fixtures up at the front, because I feel like with the additions that we might bring in, which I'll talk about a little bit later, and just our overall squad build, I think the cohesion between most of our team is going to mostly be there. And that's enough time with those first few matches of Wolves, Villa, and Brighton to at least get a tune-up of where we're going to be. You know, just at least at a base level, you know what I mean? Just getting back into the swing of things for most of the squad. I think the cohesion will quickly pick itself back up, and we'll be ready for the, you know, the Tottenham game away, which is going to be again a big one, and then Manchester City at the Etihad, which is obviously, you know, that's going to be one of our biggest tests in the season, bar none. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we're knocking those out early, and then we have the reverse fixtures at our place later in the season. I'm so glad that we don't have to, you know, go and trek so far out towards the end of the season, towards crunch time. Although we did handle ourselves very, very well last season. You know, we went to the Etihad, we played them to a stalemate, and we went to Tottenham and we got a 3-2 win. You know, we did good, but I would much rather the momentum be on our side and have them come to our place and then we play through that and have a bit more confidence staying, you know, being at home during crunch periods of the season than the flip side, and we have to kind of go away, and who knows what can happen, you know, when the home crowd is with the opposition. So that's cool. Wolves at home seems like a pretty decent start. I feel like we always fare decently against Wolves. Interesting to see what their team's gonna look like next season. I'm not sure what it will be, but they're definitely, the players will be back. You know, Hong Hee-chan won't be injured. Who knows where he might go? Pedro Neto, who knows where he's gonna end up, but if he stays, that's it's there. Mateus Cunha, heard some rumors about him possibly going elsewhere, but if he stays, again, that could be an interesting matchup. I'm curious to see how they play. Aston Villa away, second game of the season at Villa Park. That's a big one for me. I think that's an early test to really right the wrong that happened last season. They did the double over us, so it's kind of hard. Still a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. I'll be honest. That's a bit of a bitter one, but that is a big test for us to, knock them off their kilter very early and kind of set the tone. They're in Champions League this season. We're in Champions League this season. That'd be a good opportunity to show levels while the season's still budding, while things are still in the mix, while teams are still trying to figure out their rhythm. I feel like, again, with how the group is, how our squad is, a lot of our players are already here, very well embedded to how we're playing. With the additions, I hope that we get in early, which, again, I'll talk about a little bit later. That can hopefully serve us well to get the one up and have a bit of an advantage over Aston Villa going into Villa Park, because we know that was a tough game. We know generally how they're going to play it, so I hope we can have the either pieces to add a different dimension or have the the health of the squad fully with us to give them the run and get the best of them at Villa Park. Then we have Brighton, who has a new manager, is like 31 years old. I'm about to say that's ridiculous. That's wild. They're going to do the Will Still graphics for this man every single day. You know what I mean? He played Football Manager. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it, but let's keep moving through. Next big one, I would say October, the end of October and the beginning of November, we have Liverpool at home, which again, we fared very well, played them very well, but who knows what's going to be around the corner with Arne Slot, the new setup and stuff, the new system that he's going to be implementing. Who knows what Liverpool are going to look like? Who knows what they're exactly going to look like, but we'll see. But back to back, we have Liverpool at home into St. James's Park away, and that's always never a fun time. You know what I mean? Last year, the 1-0, the little push behind the back, I think we're owed some retribution for it. So that's going to be a big one I'm looking out for. And then Chelsea away. Who knows what the hell Chelsea are going to look like? Do they have a new manager? Do they have a new manager at this point? I don't know. Wait, Maresca. You're right. It's Maresca. You're right. Guy from Leicester. Thank you. I'm about to say. Again, ball managers, they confuse me. A lot of them, it's a mix and match. You know what I'm saying? If I squint, a lot of them kind of look like it's tough, but it's all right. It's okay. Shout out to the ball managers, man. We appreciate y'all. We respect y'all over there. You know what I mean? But who knows what Maresca's side is going to look like? Who knows? They might pick up form. If Enzo's even in the squad, if he is, then we got a leg up. If not, then we'll see what's going on. What new signings? They could be in a different place, so we'll see how they shape up. But the rest of that November, West Ham away could be a little bit tricky. December, a big period of time, just with the fixture crunch all the way through to Boxing Day. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Brentford away into Brighton away. I don't know when this break is going to really pop in, but December, just again, just for the pure sake of congestion, that's going to be a tough ass time. Again, back in January, we got Tottenham and Aston Villa back to back, I think, at home. So I think that's a really good opportunity for us to, get back on the front foot in the new year, or keep pushing on wherever we're at. That Manchester City at home, which is again big. That's again, this is the latter half of the season. That could really knock them off their kills. Because I don't know if y'all see Manchester City schedule. I think April's probably the last month they have to worry about anything in terms of fixtures, because May, all 4 of their games in May are basically a wash. So it's like Southampton, Fulham, Bournemouth, and one other club that I forgot. They're gonna probably cakewalk most of those. So April. So again, that second half of the season, if there's any opportunity to knock them off of their kilter and knock momentum off of them, and we have a chance for them to come here where they lost last season, I think that's a big opportunity for us as well. So Manchester City at home in February, I like the placement of that. United away in March, and Chelsea at home back to back. Well, another a pretty tough back to back, depending on how Manchester United and Chelsea walk up. The ball derbies, man, the ball man derbies. Not with Arteta, but just I'm saying them two. Ball Nemeside. That's the theme of this season. Ball Nemeside. They're all over the place this year. We got to do our best to make the most of it. But there through April, I think, again, that's a good momentum month. And then right at the end, Liverpool and Newcastle United back to back to back. And the last game of the freaking season has to be at St. Mary's, bro. Of course it does. Because if there's any cursed team I didn't want to come back to the league, it's Southampton, bro. Why did they come back? It's gonna be so annoying. But if we can navigate through this season and make it to Southampton and win the league there or cap it off there, I'm a happy man. We conquered a lot of hoodoos last season, and this season I think it'll be no different, man. There's still a lot of curses. There's still a lot of things that we gotta overcome, and a lot of momentum that we gotta carry into this season and continue and multiply to get this league. So it's gonna be an interesting time. It's gonna be an interesting time. But yeah, speaking on how the squad can kind of take to the schedule, and obviously, this is not including the Champions League fixtures, the Cup fixtures. I believe after the international break in September, it's straight games every 3 to 4 days until December, January. So, speaking on the squad, we have got to get this right. If there's any period of time where we need to get business done as soon as possible to integrate players into our ranks, it's this season. It's this summer window. It's this one, bro. It has to be, because you look off the bat, we only have 3 games to really get in gear before it's Tottenham away, Manchester City away, and we're in big point situations, big point game situations. At this point, last season we looked at some of the little games that we might have dropped points in and stuff. Everything counts. Everything counts against a team like City. We got to make sure we maximize things from the rip. If we start off in good form, and even if we have a slight little, maybe a slight blip of like 1-2 games max, 2 games max, and it depends on how City are going. Probably 1 game max that we can slip up in during this whole first half of the season, or first portion of the season. It's tough, but that just underscores the importance of having our signings and having our team back healthy, fit, ready to roll from week 1. We need a proper training camp and proper preseason for all of these players, whether they're coming in, whether they're returning, sussing out the squad and who's going to be within our ranks, the priorities, the roles. I've heard the priority now is switch to being a midfielder. I think I saw preferences leaning towards number 6, which is great. I saw Andre Onana perform yesterday. I want to put that out there. That might be another video, but that's important, bro. We need to get these signings over. As soon as the Euros finish, we need to be sprinting to get these signings over the line, because after September, it's a downward slope. Champions League, all the cup games, and I don't want to just flop out of a cup. You know what I'm saying? Carabao Cup, 3rd or 4th round might get us like a day or something like that if we flop out early. But I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like flail out of any cups. I don't want to flail out of any opportunity to win a trophy this season. Last season, again, I understand, with some of the things I was okay with it, but this season I want us to make deep runs in everything, and that emphasized the importance of having a very flexible, a very, very dynamic, and very prepared squad. The additions, whether it be at left back, in the midfield, the defensive line, a winger for Saka. For the love of God, please get a winger. Please protect that boy. But that's another video for another time when these transfers really start picking up. This is going to be a very, very interesting season. But I'm just looking at face value at this Premier League fixture list. I like it. There's enough spread between certain, games. We have a couple ones where they're triple stacked, where we have 3 tough game weeks, but then we've had a tough game week in the run-in. I think April and May, if we really build momentum and do the right things the first half of the season, we can carry ourselves through, and April looks wide open to have a big momentum swing. If we get, 5 straight wins on the bounce per se, listen, knock on wood, we get those 5 straight wins on the bounce in April going into May. That's a really big swing for those last couple of pieces. And the only big test I see in that run-in from like April to May is it's Liverpool away, in my opinion. It's Anfield. If we get something at Anfield, and that's the biggest thing, that's going to be an indicator of whether we go. So I like the spread of the fixtures. I like how they're not necessarily too compact. The scheduling and rescheduling of things will come into play, and we'll see what happens there. Hopefully they don't shake us there. But I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm happy with the outlay of the schedule. Now it's up to the squad and up to Arteta, up to Edu, up to the team to make sure we have the signings to fill these gaps, to prioritize and optimize what we need to do, so we're as ready as possible by week 1, because we don't have any time to waste. We really, really don't. We have to hit the ground running to some degree. We have to keep getting results to some degree. We can't lose. We can't have a patch like we did last season in December, where we just dropped like 2 or 3 straight games against City. Again, in the progress of a team, that's normal. But when you're competing against City, it's almost untenable if you're losing that. You know what I mean? Like it's such a tough situation to be in, because you're fighting against an absolute demon in Pep Guardiola. So I think the importance of having the squad in early is paramount. It's paramount. We need to make sure everybody's in, everybody's ready to go, and we're firing. We're firing, or at least starting to figure things out with full intensity, so we can get ready and prepared. And hopefully, with some of these early fixtures like City away and Tottenham away and Liverpool at home in October, we have a bit of a bit of a, I'm not saying an arms race, but a bit of an advantage getting to a bit more of a cohesive state than other teams. Liverpool specifically with the new manager. City will probably be the hardest test. They'll probably be ready for damn near anything, because of course they will. Tottenham away, who knows what they're going to look like with their summer signings. But again, those three fixtures stand out to me in the first little flurry of the season. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. But let me know in the comments what you think of the schedule, what you think of the outlay, how you feel about the squad going into it right now before any signings come through. How you feeling about our chances and our potential run in the Premier League next season? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if there's anything else you want to see from me during the summer months, I'm gonna be a little bit quiet. I got some things to rework. I got some things to spruce up before we get the season really going. But make sure you keep it locked here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will be booming next summer. I'm telling you, we'll be booming next season. Booming. And we got content plans, bro. We got content plans, trust me. So with that being said, I have been full-time Tripp. That has been my time, but I'll see y'all later, man. Peace. COIG.